Good evening, and welcome to Riderpiece Theater. Me, Alistair Dayhawk. Tonight, me proud to present Kamen Geats, episode 30, the continuation of the Cat Sad Symphony. Boy, oh boy, Yuya, you know how to pull somebody's heartstrings. This episode, the actress who plays Neon, this is her episode. This is her night. She aced it. You can tell that Neon is broken by that point. And Jesus, she lost the will to live. And she is crying and wailing. And just like, oh, this actress nailed it right there tonight. It's her night. And kudos to her. My God. I mean, Yuya, you know how to pull the heartstrings. However, by the end of this episode, the shocking secret between Ace and Ace's mom, I mean, I'm sorry, but it was predictable. I knew this from the very beginning. Since the moment the statue, the goddess of creation, was introduced, I knew, even though it was a theory, but it was confirmed today that Ace's mom is the goddess of creation. Ace is the demigod. Was I shocked by it? No, because I knew it. And Kamen Rider suffers in the case of predictability. It's so predictable. You know, like it doesn't take a brain genius to figure it out. But still, Kamen Rider as a whole just suffers predictability. There's no shocking factor, you know, and it sucks. However, I was right. I knew it, and that's it, you know. But let's continue with the tale, shall we? So, it's a continuation of what happened in episode 29. Neon is still in the room, broken. All these people, all these audiences are cursing her out, and Kiru just stood there motionless, didn't do anything to protect her, and you see Neon just go by past him and just ups and leaves. And Ace, he is angry, of course, of what happened. And before winning, he ends up unleashing his final attack and kicks the Jamoto towards where Michinaga and Azu 2.0, the Mistress of Games, were sitting at. And before, they were connected, these weird spikes just interfered, killing the monster. And therefore, Ace wins the second match. And Azu 2.0 is so disappointed of the result. She wasn't expecting, for one, Ace to take Neon's place, and two, how easily Ace destroyed the monster. Well, not really, because I'm sure it was still alive until those spikes intervened and just finished the job. So the final match will be Neon versus Michinaga. So we get into this scene after the opening credits. Neon meets with her mom for some answers. And you could see her office is full of dolls. And Neon was like, Mom, I need some answers. Am I your daughter? And of course, Mom was like puzzled, like, of course you're my daughter. What's going on here? And Neon thought that maybe her memories have been altered, so she decided to use her own ID core and just lets her mom touches the core. And she touches it, and guess what? Her memories of her first daughter came back. The kidnapping, all that horrible memory came rushing back. And you can tell by her response, it wasn't good. it wasn't good. She was screaming, "You're not my daughter. My daughter is dead." And it was so horrible. All the while, Kiru meets with Papa Neon in his sponsor room, and you can tell that he just tore the place apart. Well, not really. He just tore a corner of it, but he just threw some stuff around, and Kiru was confronting him like, "Are you gonna do anything? Like, are you gonna go meet with your daughter and explain?" And we get this flashback, the same flashback where he meets with Niram, the wish card, that sort of thing. So the question is, why didn't he ask for his daughter, his first daughter, to be revived? Why he didn't do that? The reason being is because he doesn't want to be reminded of what happened. He doesn't want to get reminded of her death, her kidnapping. He doesn't want any of that. However, Niram offered, hey, not only we could revive her, we could wipe out your memories, if that's what you want. But then, for whatever reason, decides, no, I have a better idea. I wish for a second child. A child that embodies my ideals, and for my corporation, the Kurama Corporation. That's it. So he is using Neon for his own selfish ambitions. Mind you, ambition sounds bad, but not really. But it just depends on the person, and I don't want to explain it further, but he's just using his own selfish ambitions onto Neon to promote his corporation, and I believe he sees Neon as a tool. That's pretty much what Neon is, at least for him. And no wonder Neon feels that she doesn't get any love from her parents at all. That's why she tries to escape her house. That's why she has this online thing on YouTube, whatever, and just get this love from her fans, because she's not getting anything from her own home. So no wonder, the lack of love in that house. And no wonder she tries to escape. And then at the same time, we get back to the house. You see Neon with her stuff. Mama Neon tries to stop her from leaving the house. But Neon was like, just stop. We both know the truth. I'm not your real daughter. Your first daughter is dead. I have no home here. It's no longer my home. And she ends up leaving the house. And then we get into the scene on that bridge in the middle of the night, crying. And no one's there to comfort her. Nothing. She's just with her bags, just crying her heart out. And oh man, kudos to the actress again. I mean, I'm like, oh man, it's just hard to describe into words, but Jesus, she's broken, guys. She is broken. So now we hit into the waiting lounge scene, and you can tell, like, Sumori is helpless. Like, she wants to help her. She doesn't know what to do. She and Chimrami are witnessing this whole shindig going down, and she asks Chimrami, Did you know about this? You knew about Neon's origins? And he knew. But he never had thought in a million years to be exposed in the way it did. And yeah, This is sad. This is very sad. I understand why her parents, well, for at least for Papa Neon, even though he has his own ambitions, I feel that he's the only one that knew the truth. Mama Neon, her memories were wiped clean of that incident, so there's no way she would have just say, "Hey, I know this secret," and maybe the pain would have been lessened. The pain will still be there, but at least it wouldn't been where it is now with Azu 2.0 exposing it to the entire world. Um, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, it's just it goes to Wizard's second rule. Uh, the worst outcomes comes from the best of intentions. I have nothing to say after that. You know. Um. So Ace confronts Kiru in his room, and to sum it all up, he says, like, "What the hell are you even here? You're supposed to be with Neon, trying to comfort her and just help her out because she's broken, she's homeless, she doesn't know where to go." And Kiru's like, "Look, I want to help her, but every time I approach to her, like, I turn into Bizarro from Superman. Like, every word I want to say just turns into the opposite. He doesn't understand why. His feelings are a mess." And Ace is like, "Dude, like, you're supposed to be her sponsor. You're sitting here doing nothing while Neon is crying her hearts out, and, like, dude, like, do something." Kiru's like, "What do you want me to do?" "Well, if your words says nothing, if the word nothing comes out of your mouth, then I suggest you pack your bags and leave. Just leave. And otherwise, go out there and help her." That's pretty much straightforward as it is. So after that lecture, let's see, Neon, yeah, going back to Neon, and mind you, this is the next day. She must have been wandering the streets of Tokyo all night, just crying her hearts out. And this is the middle of the day. You see her just walking, just motionless. She looks at a family. And then you see this glass, and you see, the first child just staring right back at her. And next thing you know, she gets attacked by this Jamoto monster, but luckily Ace jumps in and kicks it, and before Ace says anything, she gets kidnapped and she's taken to her match. So she ends up getting kidnapped because her final match begins. But here's the interesting part. She comes to, but instead of seeing Michinaga on the other side of the ring, she sees a Jamoto. And it leads towards the tunnel scene between Ace and Michinaga. Ace was very surprised to see Michinaga in the tunnels because he was supposed to meet with Neon. But Michinaga said, "I changed my mind. Plans change." And this is where Michinaga, being a jerk, says, "It doesn't matter if I beat her or somebody else beats her. It doesn't matter. Because, it's the best ending for her. If she dies, it's the best ending for her." Yeah, Michinaga's an ass. And this is where Ace just grabs him by the neck and just like, "What the hell is wrong with you? You and Azu 2.0, the Mistress of Games, must be one and the same in terms of like do you enjoy making people suffer? And Michinaga defends himself like, hell no, I'm nothing like her. Like, no. Um and he explains his case. He says that none of this would have happened if the DGP didn't exist, which includes Toru's death and all the past riders' deaths. Like, it wouldn't happen if the DGP didn't exist. That's why he wants to destroy the Kamen Riders with the DGP as a whole. So he wants to destroy the Kamen Riders who work for the DGP. Like, either by participating in the tournament or by just working with the DGP. He wants to destroy the DGP as a whole. Because I think I think he still blames Ace with Toru's death, but I think he blames the DGP even more for his death. This is just my theory, my opinion, but take it as you will. And he ends it with, people's egotistical dreams bring nothing but misery, and he just leaves. And you can tell by Ace's response, like his look, his reactions, like, I didn't expect this response. Because, I assume Michinaga's wish of beating riders up is because of revenge, because of Ace mostly, and just maybe it's just a huge ego, but no, it's more to it than just that. And speaking of broken and misery, the final match begins, and Keiwa being in jail, and Ace, he can't go in and witness the match because of the barrier, has no choice but to witness the match from the outside, and they can't do anything. And they just watch this poor girl just getting beaten up. You can see all these, cuts and bruises on her. She's not making any effort. She lost the will to live. And poor Ace, again, he can't do anything, but he is like talking to us and to her, saying like, you cannot give up. You have a reason to live. I have a reason to live. Please, you can win this. And kudos to the actor. Like, he was about to cry on that scene. You can tell that he was about to, like, give a tear or two, because you can tell. And that scene, just like with Neon, it's just like, it's just very heart-wrenching. And she just like gives up. I wish they could have added a cherry on top where she just like on her knees with her arms sticking out and just like, take me already. I'm done. And I wish they would have cut with Keiwa and Ace is like, please don't do it, and just yells out Neon's name like, no, that would have been the icing, the cherry on top, but we didn't have that. So instead, before the Jamoto was about to strike on Neon, we have a savior. Kiryu comes to the rescue, and he encased the monster for a brief moment, so we get to witness this conversation between him and Neon. And you see him reading from his letters, but before he gets to finish, he's like, screw this, I'm gonna tear the letters up, I'm gonna say what I'm gonna say from the heart. And he just says, you taught me something. You taught me that that happiness is not granted by birth. It's something you can get. And that, you know, that someday you will have love. You will find true love. So don't give up. And he ends it with what Neon told him a few episodes ago. If the world suddenly turns their back on you, I will still remain your ally. Talk about a full circle of events here. And this is where Neon decided you know what, you're right. And she regains her will to live. You get to see Kiryu transform into his Zord form. And this is where Kiryu gives her the booster buckle that he's been trying to give her last week. And then, Azu 2.0 is like, screw this lovey-dovey crap. I mean, kick him out. Sweeties, go down there and kick him out. But luckily, Ace is still in the tunnels, and he's like, you're not getting in this match. So he ends up cleaning house there, and all the while, Keiwa is still in jail. So to sum it all up, she uses the booster buckle, and both Kiryu and Neon defeats the monster. They took a literal piece off of this monster, and therefore, Neon and Kiryu won the match. However, it ends with a tie. So nobody wins. Even though, so it ends with a tie. Yeah, so it's done. Even though, wait a minute. So Keiwa lost the first round, Ace won. So technically, the DGP won because Ace and Neon both won their matches, while the JGP only won one match through cheating. I don't know why Daichi said it ended with a tie, but alright. I don't know. So the bullfights ends with a tie, which again, it's not really since Ace also won his match. And Keiwa is out of jail. But here's the funny part. Daichi was so disappointed that he just threw the keys to the ground in such weird fashion. I believe I had a chuckle from that. And then, after the match is over, Neon is still on the ground, still weak. Kiryu picks her up, helps her to get outside. We get to see Ace and Keiwa, and Keiwa was congratulating her and let's go home together. And this is where, it gets bittersweet because she thanked the boys for everything, but she ends it with a home. I don't have a home, at least not anymore. And she just leaves with Kiryu, and that's just if it would have ended right there, I mean, ooh, what a cool sad ending, or bittersweet ending it would have been. However, it's not the case, because we head into the next scene where the evil greenhouse man tries to use the water to repair the damage left by Kiryu and Neon from the match, but it's not working. So he ends up deciding to use his own blood and see if it will heal the damage. Obviously, it gets cut, but using blood to revive and repair damages to a Jamoto monster is going to open Pandora's box. It's going to end badly for sure. And I don't know why, but it's just a foreshadowing what's gonna happen to the evil greenhouse man. I don't know why, but I'm just getting that, foreshadowing here. Now we head into the last scene, the scene where my theory was right on the money. So Michinaga, well, before that, we head back to JGP headquarters. Daichi is asking Azu 2.0, hey, how did you know about Neon's origin story? How? Apparently, the Vision Driver contains the memories of past game masters. And that's how she knew about the secret. And Michinaga was like, you know what, screw this. I no longer work for you. I am done. See ya. And he just takes the driver with him. And Azu 2.0 is like, you can't leave. Because don't you want to know Geats' weakness? And of course Michinaga stops and just like, what? What did you just say? So Azu 2.0 takes the driver, puts it on him, and all three of them get transported into this memory where they and the audience are witnessing what happened to Ace's mom. And the guy in the mask with the red robes, I believe, is the first game master. So we get to see, all these masked people in a circle with Ace's mom. And they pulled a chi spell. And they pulled a chi spell / Shendu. For those who don't know what I just said, I recommend you type in Jackie Chan Adventures and watch a season. And then you will get my reference. So now we know the truth. Ace's mother is actually the goddess of creation who got turned into a statue. And that's the end of this episode. And like I said earlier, my theory was right on the money. And was I shocked? No. Because Kamen Rider unfortunately suffers predictability. It's just too predictable. And the seeds were already planted. So you just connect the dots and just like, I have a theory. And apparently my theory was right on the money. It's just my only wish for Kamen Rider as a whole is I wish they stop with the predictability. Because it's missing the shock factor. Something that it lacks, in my opinion. But in any case, I was right. And Ace is a demigod. That's why he lived for 2,000 years. That's why he has the memories of his past lives. He doesn't really need to touch his ID core to actually get his memories back. But, it's just, yeah, so he's a demigod. And demigods, they could live longer and they have an ability or two. In this case, with Ace, not only he can get to live longer, his memories from his past lives, are intact. Yeah. Was it a surprise? No. I wish it wasn't that predictable, but it is what it is. But like I said, it doesn't take a brain genius to figure it out. Yuya pretty much planted the seeds already. So, yeah, just connect the dots and that's it. Nothing new. But in any case, this episode was very good. Neon, the actors who play Neon, kudos to you. A round of applause for you. I gotta give the actor who plays Ace credit for that one scene. He was about to cry as he was trying to reach Neon with his words. You know, you can tell he was about to cry. And Kayla, well, Kay was in jail, so there was nothing he can do. Yeah, and kudos to Kiru, who just musters in the courage to just like, you know what, I'm just gonna go be the supporter that Neon deserves and just, you know, give my heart out to her. And, you know, and because of that, you know, with their teamwork, they won. They won their match. Even though, when you think about it, I think the DGP won because, again, Neon won her match, Ace won his match, and Kayla lost due to cheating. Well, not by him, but due to Azu 2.0's interference. So when you think about it, they technically won, but it's either here or there, right? They want to have it as a tie? Fine. Whatever. And then we get the reveal of Michinaga's true intention as to why he wants to eliminate all the Kamen Riders. It's due to the DGP just existing. He wants to destroy the DGP and his riders. That's it. That is it. Also, Papa Neon is a scumbag. He sees Neon as a tool for his own ambitions, and poor Mama Neon, at least she tried to stop her from getting out of that door and maybe try to explain. But at least I give her credit for that. But oh man, when it's Papa Neon's turn to explain, I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen there. Hopefully Neon gets true love by the end, but I don't know. Alright, kiddos. That's all that I have for you. Tell me, did you like this episode? Did you dislike it? And if you dislike it, just write in the comments below what would you change. And also, did I forget anything? Because even though I have my notes in front of me, I sometimes miss something, forget something. Whatever it is, write on the comments below. And also, give a like if you like it, and please subscribe. And speaking of which, I want to say thank you. Thank you for giving me 100 subs. I never have thought that this channel will be up to 100 subs due to my lousy attempts of editing, me when it comes to just talking, and then just like who in the hell will want to listen to me, a Daedric Prince, for what? But thanks to you guys, I made it to 100 subs. Thank you so much for that. I'm forever grateful. If only someone would teach me how to edit, and then I would improve on my channel, and maybe if I have time, it really depends on time, on how maybe add more stuff, like maybe review a show that I really love so much, maybe a Sentai or two. But I love Kamen Rider more than Sentai. I mean, I like Sentai, but Kamen Rider for me, it's been my jam. And you know, I collect a lot of action figures of writers, so yeah, so Kamen Riders will always be my main topic for this channel, but it's meant to be a melting pot, so I don't know what I'm gonna add. But in any case, thank you so much for the 100 subs. And again, you know, give a like if you like it, and please subscribe. Let's go to 150 and then the next 200 subs. And if you dislike it, you know, again, thank you so much for listening towards the very end. You know, I really appreciate it. My goal is to share my love for things that I like, and just, this is my way, like what Don Tony has said, that I'm talking with you, not at you. And hopefully I've done a good job in doing that. and just, yeah, I don't know what to say after that, so I'm just, But thank you so much for everything, for sticking around, and for the 100 subs. And yeah, I will see you all on the other side of Oblivion. And kudos to the actor who plays Ace, and kudos to the actress who plays Neon. My God, you stole the show. You stole the episode. Thank you so much. じゃあね。